And I tell you, I love the word of God. And I don't want to be a hearer of the word, but I want to be a doer of the word. And what has sustained me is knowing the scriptures and being obedient to the scriptures. Amen. Yes, so I'm too equipped to be with. Because greater is Jesus on the inside of each and every one of us than he that is in the world. And this is a season that God desires to raise up warriors. We ministered on last week about the spirit of a warrior. What God did was he began to deal with the difference between a soldier and a warrior. What he said was many are called but few are chosen. So warriors are chosen. Amen. And I want you to know that the enemy was like a hound dog on my trail. So I had to allow God to teach me how to fight. And because you have Jesus living on the inside of you, I need you to know that this walk is serious. A lot of times we play around with demonic spirits. Demonic spirits are nothing to play with. They're here to do one of three things: to kill us, steal from us, or destroy us. Amen. So, therefore, I allow God to equip me so that he, through me, would have the ability to cause me to learn how to run through troops and leap over walls. Teach my fingers to fight and my hands to war. And I learned that because the Bible said give no place to the devil. And am I saying that I always passed the test or I never got caught up or tangled up? No, that's not what I'm saying. Amen. But the thing is, my motives were pure. It was not something that I welcomed. Amen. So it's a difference between when you get attacked and you fall as a casualty because you want to end up backsliding. Then when you just get attacked because the enemy knows who you are. And he's trying to hold you down. Amen. Yes. So this is the season that we really want the Lord to upgrade us and give us wisdom, because wisdom is the principal thing, and with all I get it, we need to get an understanding. Amen. Then I want you to look at Galatians 4:19. It says, my little children, of whom I travail in birth again, until Christ be formed in you. And we need to know that we don't need to give up on nobody. We need to continue to travail again, and again, and again, and again, until we see Christ formed on the inside of each other. But I am going to tell you this. If you begin to play with demonic spirits and you're not trying to get saved, I'm not going to end up falling as a casualty. Because I'm trying to help you. And that's why our discernment has to really be key. And not only that, the Bible says that evil communication corrupts good manners. I'm not going to allow anybody to corrupt me either. Amen. And see, a lot of times, what we don't realize is the effect that demonic spirits have on our lives. If you're full of rejection, you can know that a person don't mean you no good. You can know that a person is controlling you and using you, and you'll enjoy the ride. Instead of getting delivered from the spirit of rejection. See, I can see the spirit of rejection from across the street because I was the black sheep of my family. But I want you to know that what God did for me, he didn't do for any of my other sisters or my brother. Amen? Amen. God literally transformed my life. He gave me a visitation like he did Mary. Amen. Like the angel did. And when he came into that house that I was living in, he cast those spirits out of me. Wow. Amen. And we got to learn how, when God delivers us, how to maintain our deliverance. Amen. Amen. Yeah. Luke 1, verse 45 says, and blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. Amen. We have to believe whatever it is that God told us that He's going to do in our lives. All those things that Prophetess Faye read off, God blessed me to have the ability to do it without even a GED.
Wow.
Amen.
Why? Because the word of the Lord says that He will restore the years
Come on
that
now.
the cankerworm, the palmer worm, the caterpillar, and the locust is eaten up. And we have to realize that God is not a man that He should lie. Neither is He the Son of Man that He should repent. If He spoke it, He'll bring it to pass.
Yes.
I had no idea when I was out there, cocaine, that I would have made it to where I've made it today. And I am who I am only by the grace of God. I'm not prideful, I'm touchable. I love God's people. I'm a person that desire to pour everything that God has taught me into those that desire to learn.
Yes. Amen.
And we have to ask God to help us have a teachable spirit.
Yes.
Because see, the enemy, what he does is he always tries to separate us from people that really love God. Amen?
Yes.
You know, why? Because when you reject it, you look for love in all the wrong places. You like to be around people that's going to use you, abuse you, and take advantage of you.
That's the truth.
Because it's a spirit. And what God wants us to do is learn how to identify spirits.
Amen.
And so what God told me to do today was He told me that He wanted me to talk about 5 things that are necessary for us to see these things perform that were told us from the Lord. Amen?
Amen.
Yes, we want to talk about 5 things that we need to do so that we can see the performance of those things that God told us that He was going to do in our lives.
Amen.
Like I said, I got a lot of prophetic words that I was going to be a preacher, I was going to be a teacher, and I was going to open up shelters. I didn't believe those things. But why? Because I was measuring myself by myself.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that when the angel went to speak to Mary, Mary said, how can this thing be when I know not a man? God said that this is a season that we're getting ready to see angelic interventions and have angelic visitations like never before.
Wow.
This is the season that we gotta know that, it's not us. See, when we get into me, mine, I, that's when pride sets in. We think that we made it happen.
That's
There's
right.
no way in the world that I could have became who God allowed me to become. Because I want you to, when you leave here, I want you to look up a homeless shelter executive director, and it's going to tell you that you have to have a master's degree.
Wow.
To be able to qualify for that type of job.
Yeah.
But I promise you, if you just be obedient to God,
Amen.
He'll connect you and He'll take you places that you never thought you would have the ability to go. Why? Because favor is not fair.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
That's what the angel told Mary. He said, you are highly favored.
Wow.
And that's what we need in order to see those things performed in our lives that God promised us. Favor. The Bible talks about Jesus, how He grew in stature and wisdom. And the Bible said He had favor with God and favor with man. Favor got me where I ended up at. Amen.
Amen. Yes. Thank you.
And then God is something else as well. He knows how to challenge us. what he did was he told me, and I mean, you know, God placed me in a place where I had the ability to write my own salary.
Wow.
And my name is on 15 employees' checks.
Amen.
But God told me to shut them down.
Wow.
Amen.
So I got to walk away from that because God wants to do something.
That's right.
But see, pride
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
would have made people say, I'm not going to let that money go.
That's right.
Pride would have said, what are people going to say? They going to say that the city closed me down. Amen.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I can say, see, if the city closed me down, we'd been closed now. But because I'm a woman of integrity, I
Hallelujah.
that on December 31st,
Yeah.
it'll be my last day because that'll be the end of this contract.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
And we have to be men and women of integrity, and that's what God is raising up. He's raising up those modern day Marys that are gonna birth forth something clean in the earth.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes, because you know God told Adam, he said, I want you to be fruitful and multiply. And guess what? We can't do nothing but multiply after I came.
Yes.
So if we got a bad spirit, come on, because some of us fight generational spirits right now today. Come on now. Amen.
Amen.
Come on, got spirits from our mother and our father that we still fight. Okay, so then we come in the body of Christ, and because we don't allow the Lord to clean us up, and we start demons on each other. Because we can't wait. When the Bible told us not to allow a novice to minister unless they get lifted up in pride and fall into condemnation of the devil. Amen. So the enemy wants us to run before we ready.
Yes.
And you know, money, you know, will cause us to desire the microphone. Fame will cause us to desire the microphone. You know, and God told me a long time ago, he said, Jackie, the same amount of people I can use you to help is the same amount of people the enemy can use you to destroy. I take ministry very, very seriously. You know, I really feel like the Lord wants me to tell you this. If you're a leader and you know that you're falling from grace, pray. Get some other preachers to come in and minister to your people. Don't sit up and mess with holy things with unclean hands. The Bible says those that have clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Yes, and people got in trouble when they touched the Ark of the Covenant. With unclean hands, living any old kind of way. And what we got to know is Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So give the Lord time to clean up your life before you want to just start doing a whole bunch of things.
Come on now.
You know, I tell you, I've been through so many things, and God gave me wisdom on when to say certain things.
Wow.
Why? Because we have an adversary.
Yeah.
Listen, the Bible says that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of their testimony, and they loved not their lives even unto death. Which means that the devil will try to kill you over your testimony. So you got to make sure that you cover, that you ain't living any kind of way, and you ain't making up, because I've known people that made up testimonies because they wanted to have a testimony like mine. No, you don't want to go through what I went through to have it. Come on, I went to hell and back to have this testimony. Amen. I saw death so many times that I lost count. But I didn't know that God had a calling on my life and was protecting me.
Yes,
So that I would have the ability to stand today and let people know that this fight is serious. You fight for your very life. The enemy is no joke.
Amen.
And you gotta allow God to train you how to deal with your adversary in this season. Amen. Because he knows what we like. He studied us from birth. And he knows exactly what it takes for each and every one of us to backslide.
Oh, yes.
He knows our strengths and our weaknesses. Come on, he didn't make me make the same mistake more than once. Do you hear me? But because I love God. Because I love God, and God know that it wasn't like I was just designed to end up making that mistake. It was something that God needed to get up out of me. Amen. And the thing that we do is because we want to minister, we cover stuff up. And the Bible says those that cover, they sin shall not prosper, which means that we won't grow. You know, shame will make us cover stuff up. But I ain't covering up no devils. Amen. I'm here to expose the devil. And Jesus said for this very reason he came to the earth was to destroy the works of the devil. And one thing I like about God is he'll put us in the ring. And we might get beat up, but he'll put us right on back in there until we learn how to defeat the enemies of our soul.
Yes, God.
But sometimes we don't fight those spirits. We just go on along with them. We do what they tell us to do. Say what they tell us to say and go where they tell us to go.
Tell me the truth.
I was raised
Tell it apart.
in a house with just my mother and my grandmother. And I had an uncle that I was very crazy about that pretty much trained me how to be a gangster. Amen. So when I came to God, I came and I had a fighting spirit that was on me for so many years. I was a preacher, teacher, prophesying, casting out devils. But yet still needed to be delivered from a fighting spirit.
Yes.
And I'm talking about for a lot of years. You know, I think it was gone and here it come again. And the spirit, what it did was it came from my father's genes. Amen. And it was like if you stole something from me or took something from me, then it would cause that spirit to manifest. And I could tell that it was a demonic spirit because, you know, when the anointing come upon us, the anointing give us the ability to do things that we couldn't do in the natural.
Amen.
When demonic spirits come on you, they'll make you do some things that you couldn't do in the natural.
That's right.
Amen. Yes, I never will forget. Two girls came in my backyard to jump on me, and they would have been able to whip me. Honestly, they would have been able to beat me down to the floor. But what they did wrong was they said something smart to my grandmother.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, that strong demon came on me, and I beat both them girls, and they was running up out of the backyard like they saw an angel, and I wasn't even saved yet. But see, I'm telling you, and the more that we allow spirits to stay in our lives, the stronger they become. So we have to get rid of these demonic spirits in their embryo stage. When God shows it to us, we need to deal with it. Don't pet it, don't play with it. Amen. Because you know the enemy, he'll tell you, oh no, you cover me up. Oh, you know you like me. Oh, you know you don't want to humble yourself. No, humble yourself and allow God's perfect work to be done in your life. Amen.
Amen.
You know, sometimes because when we were taught in ministry, the house was just built wrong.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And sometimes the whole house might need to be torn down and rebuilt.
Yes, yes.
Amen.
Amen.
And I used to cry out to the people that God was delivering from drugs years ago, and I would tell them, let God build it again. But no, they didn't want God to build it again. They still wanted to sing and play all kind of games. I would tell them, I said, now when you start playing with darkness and light, you like a mad chemist about to blow yourself up. And they still wanted to play, And some of those same people are still in captivity.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, when I was younger, I had an anointing to be able to go into the church and do those 3-day shut-ins where nobody that stayed in there should have left out bound.
Wow.
But because sometimes we feel like we're smarter than God. And God say this kind only come out through fasting and praying, you better do what it takes so that you can get free. Amen. So the first thing I want to talk about is that we must submit to deliverance. Amen. Why? Because deliverance is the children's bread. It's rightfully ours. We shouldn't allow the Syrophoenician woman that cried out for her daughter to be delivered to end up getting more deliverance from us than we do. Because when she began to cry out to Jesus, Jesus said that I can't give the children's bread to the dogs. She said even the dogs desire to eat the crumbs that fall from the table. And he told her, I have not saw so much faith in all of Israel.
Yes.
And that woman got set free. And some are still sitting here bound.
Wow.
And then some are still sitting here bound.
Wow.
Amen. Jesus.
God said that he has to deliver some of us from people, places, and things. Some are still going places we don't have no business going. Because honestly, if we're gonna birth out that which is clean, we have to live a life before the people.
Amen.
So that they will know how it go when they get in here.
Amen.
You know, I went around mature seasoned saints that I felt. And I mean, they was beating the world apart. But see, what God showed me is this, that what you can do and still stand can cause somebody else to fall. Because when I got saved, I didn't need to hear those songs that reminded me of when I was in the world.
Amen.
No, I didn't. And there's a grace that's upon me, like when I go in the stores and everything, that I can stomach that. But no, I don't need nothing making me remember about the night me and June bug was Amen. Because see, once the devil play with me long enough, then I'm going to pick up the phone and call June. And then when I get through talking to June bug, I might end up over June bug house. Are you listening to that? So wisdom is the principal thing, and with all our getting to understanding. We want to be saved, but we don't want to give up nothing. We want God to accept us like we are. And he will accept us like we are. But he don't want us to stay like we are. It's very important for us to get delivered and allow him to clean us up.
Amen.
So that we can be those walking epistles that can be read of men. Because like I said, sometimes we need to ask ourselves if people are following us, where are we going to lead them to?
Let's be honest with you.
Amen.
Amen.
Where are we going to lead them to? You know, am I going to lead you to being homeless? Am I going to lead you into being in poverty? Where am I going to lead you to if you follow me? Amen. Come on, Jesus said that he became poor so that I could be rich. He said that he'll take care of my every need according to his riches and glory. Yeah, I came broke, but I ain't broke now. Because Jesus is on the inside of me. And he told me, he said, I want you to be like that ant that store up for the winter.
Yeah.
So I had to wait. I had to let go of my salary so that God could strategically set me up to be able to retire from the shelters. Amen? Amen. And I just worked the word. Everything God told me to do, I did it. Because he ain't going to tell you to do nothing. Amen. You know, the enemy wanted to play with me. My hands got messed up from doing all that work because they started playing with our administrative money. So I ended up with carpal tunnel. So okay, well, carpal tunnel qualifies me. Look at my hand. Carpal tunnel qualifies me for disability.
Yes,
Amen. And then God is so cold. I'm telling you, see, God is bad. I promise you, I came to God with a club. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to borrow my first dress to go to church.
Come on now.
But I promise you, God taught me how to buy some property. And do you know that you can get your disability and own as much property as you want and still be a landlord? See, it's things that we don't know. God said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And then we unteachable, untouchable, don't want to be around nobody that can help us get nowhere. When people start saying something to us, we finish the sentence because we know everything already. God let me know, when I send you to a meeting, I don't need you going in there and telling people about what you know, because when you leave, you're going to leave with only what you knew. Unteachable. And guess who's stuck? You. Stuck, because I had to go in there and let them know, I'm the executive director of the family, you can make it, and I got 120 other businesses. No, I ain't got to do all that.
That's right.
You ain't even got to know who I am, because I came to get something from you. But you see the games that the enemy play with us to keep us stuck, walking in poverty. No, God said no. He wants to sing that word that he's with. God has promised me some things. Although God has blessed me with a lot since I've been saved, I'll be saved 27 years. I got saved January the 24th, 1992. Amen. And God wants to see a prophet in our lives. He wants to know, what have you done with what I gave you? Amen? Yes. That's right. So I came to God. I learned how to pay my tithes.
Well,
you know, if God couldn't trust me to pay, because I'm going to tell you something. You know, I love Mary Magdalene. We're going to talk a little bit about her too, because you know, as I was studying the word, the name Mary means rebellious. Amen. And then another theologian say it means exalted. So what I've come to tell you, you can go from being rebellious to exalted. But you gotta follow the blueprint. Yes. See, we want to do things the way we want to do it. God, you can have the alcohol, but don't mess with my man. Come on, the Bible says all fornicators gonna have their place in the lake that burneth with fire and brimstone. Get married if you can't sustain yourself. You understand what I'm saying? But we still want the microphone. No, we ain't living clean. Know that everything that's on us, we spreading it on the people that we minister to. Now, you know what? I don't want to be spreading nothing because the Bible says that sin spreads like a canker, which means like cancer.
Wow. Yes.
And believe me, I've had breast cancer before.
All right, all
And
right.
God caught that thing real quick. That was 2009. Destiny still got me here.
Hallelujah.
Amen. It's 2018.
Amen.
And I brought some of my books because I have a book now, You Can Make It. And it tells everything that I've been through. And it's a lot of good stuff in there that will really help you go from glory to glory and from faith to faith. Amen.
Yeah.
So make sure that you pray and ask God, because I'm going to tell you something. Certain books, the enemy don't want us to read them. He'll make us too busy. He'll cause us to be uninterested, too poor, or too cheap to buy those things that are going to be beneficial to our growth. So no, this is the season that we have to be concerned about the things that we need that's going to cause us to grow spiritually, and quit playing these games. You know, want to be a showboat.
Right. Well,
Amen.
You know, and know that we ain't working with nothing yet. Let God's perfect work be done on the inside of us. You know, I'm telling you, fame and money will keep you stuck. It'll cause you to birth something untimely and before its time. You know, a premature baby is fighting for its life. We need to go full term. You know, I know a young lady that is pregnant and she's not due until January. So she wanted to know if she had her baby in January, would she be able to file a baby on income tax? So she called her mother, and her mother told her that if you have the baby before January, you'll be able to carry the baby on income tax. So all you gotta do is do a whole lot of walking. I said, baby, don't do no whole lot of walking. I said, because you don't want to be in the hospital with no baby every week. And that's what God said, that we have a lot of pre-Christ that have birthed forth sick babies, that have birthed forth Ishmaels instead of Isaac. And that's my job in the body of Christ, you know. Like I said, for a lot of years, I did not want to embrace what God called me to do. But God told me, He said, the closer it gets to the end time, people are going to run to find out the things that God has taught me, because they're going to want to really get their lives together. Because something is wrong with anybody mentally that don't mind going to hell because they want the microphone. Amen. I don't even like to minister, honestly. The people at my church, they'll let you know. I don't let them preach because I'm in sin. I just let them preach because I've been preaching so many years. You know, just give other people a chance. Amen. Give other people a chance. Let them develop their gift. Because, for one thing, the Bible says that God gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers for the perfecting of the saints. So one gift can't perfect the church. You see what I'm saying? And some people you can't. That's why you got to have discernment. You can't give them the mic. Because if you go out of town and you come back, you might not have a church. Why? Because see, when we come to God, we still have a lot of the devil's nature and characteristics. So we got pride and a lot of those demonic spirits operating in us. You know, we'll be the under shepherd. And we be to raise ourselves up to be the under shepherd. And nobody raised us up and told us, okay, come on, be the co-pastor, but we made ourselves the co-pastor.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, yes. And when the person come back to church, the people gone like Satan took a third of the angels with him. So all that stuff is still happening today. And that's why we got to know the word.
That's right.
And our discernment got to be keen and sharp. You know, and I have a problem when I look and I see some of the members looking like this one. Because when I first started that men's shelter and the women's shelter, and they were made to go to church, I told them, I wish I could have y'all like in y'all own cell, you know, like in jail, because y'all don't even need to talk to each other or touch each other, so that you can get your life cleaned up.
Yes,
You know, because you fess off of that stuff. You know, somebody, you know, start a conversation, we can't correct them, because we be just as hungry to hear it. And then before we know it, the spirit that jumped on us. Then we go home and lay down at night. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I'm the only one been there.
No.
Come on. I know I should be more mature spiritually than that.
Amen.
So we have to watch those things. Amen.
Amen.
You know when God is telling you to really pour into people and lay hands on people. Because I want you to know that laying hands is very serious. The Bible tells us to lay hands suddenly on no man. Meaning that if you're not equipped to be laying hands, you might end up with that spirit on you.
Sure will. Amen.
You know, I've been to services like last Sunday. Our service was, and I just really feel a grace to teach it here. But last Sunday at church, God used me to preach.
Amen.
And I tell you, the enemy didn't like the things that I said. And when I made a left, it was like he kind of made me hit the curve. And I stopped to say, devil, I bind you right now. I bind every spirit of backlash and retaliation, because we were talking about becoming a warrior. And he don't want none of us to learn how to fight him. As long as we leave him alone and don't preach about him, just preach about the prophetic. Don't expose him. See, people that all you gonna teach about is prophetic, you ain't gonna have to suffer no hits. Amen. Guess why? Because gifts and callings are without repentance.
Yes.
Right.
And I know some people that still smoking cigarettes that can prophesy me up under the floor. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe sit down, they prophesy so good, but they still smoking, drinking, and doing everything else. Because gifts and callings are without repentance. It's up to us to measure our days and see how frail we are.
Amen.
It's up to us to know that, okay, I know I need to come up in this area.
Yes.
I know I need deliverance from anger and cursing.
Amen.
I know some people that still curse. Come on now. And I'm talking about to really teach, preach, sing, and everything. So there's something not right with that house. There needs to be some an alignment going on. There's some things that needs to be torn down and rebuilt.
Yes. Amen.
Yes, especially when you've been in the Lord 20, 30, and 40 years. And we're still doing that. That's why I'm telling you, I really cried out to the Lord about that fighting demon that was just following me. You know, it'll leave me alone for a year, then it'll make somebody do something, and then here I go again. Come on. I'm talking about still fighting. How stupid that look. No, don't you just hate it when you go out somewhere and you see somebody cursing and fighting and acting ignorant? You say, now they too old for that. But if the enemy judge you, you might be that old acting just like that person. Yes, so we have to be tested and tried so that we can make sure that it's really gone.
Wow.
We must be delivered from people so that we'll have the ability to turn the people from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to the power of God. And you can find that in Acts 26, verses 16 through 18. Amen. Because people can't even see the darkness that they walking in. The Bible say, how can they hear without a preacher? And how can they preach unless they've been sent? So it be certain things that I hit. And I want you to know I'm not judging nobody. I love everybody because I ain't so hot myself. But I bet you this. I'm not going to preach to others and myself become a pastor. I'd rather pass the mic than not preach. Than be preaching and on my way to hell. I don't want to do that. And I get up and I let my church know or whatever I'm going through or whatever, because we need Aaron's and hers to hold up our arms.
Amen.
Because the Bible says if you smite the shepherd, the sheep gonna scatter.
Yeah.
So no, we shouldn't be so prideful that we want the church to feel like I'm way up here and you way down there. No, I let it rip. When I get the mic, I just let them know, hey, I need prayer. This area, pray for me on this. Let me tell you what I said yesterday. And let me tell you what I did last week. And then, because deliverance is the children's bread.
Amen.
The second thing we need is we need to make sure that we have a good relationship with God. That means that we have a prayer life. We connected so that God can deal with us and show us those things that are wrong with us. Amen. A lot of us don't pray, don't fast no more, don't read our word half the time. No, we have to pray, fast, and read the word. Ain't nowhere in the world I still be saved and I got delivered from heroin and cocaine and prostitution. I'm telling you, Mary Magdalene ain't have nothing on me. Well, they say she just had 7 devils. When I read the word, I'm like, no, I'm that one. The one say, just call us, call me Legion, for we are here. Come on, I'm just telling you the truth. I've been on a journey. It's taken me a long time to get where I'm at today.
Amen.
Come on. Yeah, so I'm just keeping it real. And then the enemy, long as you feeding them spirits that he got you infested with, he'll make sure that he teach you how to get the money to keep that habit going. And as soon as you get delivered, he try to make you end up broke. And that's why you got to be connected to God, because our God got all the money. And if you listen to him, he'll lead you to them, he'll address you.